This is Chariot.
Everyone needs compassion, a love that's never failing. Let mercy fall on me. Everyone needs forgiveness, the kindness of the Savior, the hope of nations. Savior.
This is Chariot.
This is Chariot TV. Mediani Jonathan Mensah na program no. Straight talk. Na nim say Saturday do anyway say na straight talk ana go. Yesra mu kakra. Ye ko break ye dia home niam bi twetwa yakwan mu ya de adenti. Yentimi ento aso enye dwumadi se na ya na ye no on Saturdays bia enti se unhu ye ya na enye boakwa niam bi na esanka sanka niam bi. Ba afoma abrowa yi kuma kwan ama ne oma nyina abedam turudu enti ene de aye to aso ne ebo de tel ne de akosa media Jonathan Mensah Bones. We are live on Facebook, we are live on YouTube. But more than some subscribe to Chariot TV or more than subscribe to Chariot TV na wow. The yesu one day no, I mean we started it before the digital lectureship, but after the digital lectureship on the year said to us the book of Daniel and visions, the book of Daniel and visions. Daniel Homano any a ye the D nsem ho asem ana enumre yaje akonya na ye be pense mu na me fa akonya nso akai wo say Chariot TV website. Just go on internet and so the type www.chariottv.com www.chariottv.com ubia you realize that you nyoma gu ho you try nyoma gu ho sa kakaka sa ti bomode never want to check it out and never hopeful so and checking it out now. We are planning on bringing back our daily devotional. You remember years back now the daily devotional ever. Yeah, we working tirelessly on bringing this back. And there are certain things I did by Boama, Jumedia, any Bible this year. I am bre now boy in minu. Enti more than look up for it. But more than a Chariot TV website and doing commercial for almost to me in free platform also. Yeah, live on Facebook, we are live on YouTube. I want to comment there about drop a comment in the comment section. But come on now, so what you say, Abua, you drop a question, be a drop me who na more. But once Patrick I've been swabba, was watching live from say Chrome Kumasi that, and I'm who say, you man was a more button, just some more buttons, so you're saying good evening, brethren, and share chow. But more than so, you just share by share. You can share by sharing with highlight and share with followers. So, click share button. No, now we'll share to Facebook wall. So, just add at highlight. We are at highlight. What at impa highlight? But no select it. Now echo and I say at followers. Now selecting echo. So that we are hopeful. Be notify one more. With me or friends or Facebook. You know, or my interested. Or na kopanse money aboy. Yes, you have one. They say the maker one. The book of Daniel and visions. Yes, I see. Oh, Abra Kasafa in the new we did a lot of introductory matters into the theme of the book, the key passage, why Daniel, all those things in the introductory matters. In fact, we spent about 2 sections discussing about introductory matters. And yet to see chapter 1. Mekai will say, we told you that the chapters are not arranged chronologically. Chapters now the book of Daniel, as we have it, are not chronological. They are more topical. And but we intend on using it chronologically. In other words, the person say the person a corner emremuni this also. So chronologically, no, you call back. We started with chapter 1. Oh, Abraham kind Daniel Nintiti on any noun for entity, it will free Jerusalem, Edion Bar Babylon, not the noun for me and sign Daniel Titi, Nyaye, on Casa, yes, as a sign, or Mamre, anyone so man on some sound Udina Ladinano is found in the book of Daniel, chapter 1. Chapter 2, so now the book of Nebuchadnezzar's first dream is in chapter 2. The book of Nebuchadnezzar's first dream about Sunday about the image, and cobre sika the adjective no so there chapter 2. So you study extensively about that. where all the images, all the parts, baby are necessary is in chapter 3, we see Nebuchadnezzar Nankasa set up a golden image at the plains of Dura. If you remember, chapter 3, you call Nebuchadnezzar set up an image at the plains of Dura. Now for me and son, Daniel now for me and son, Uncle Tusa, now a home and sem a so we read that in the book of Daniel, chapter 3. Chapter 4, so we saw the Nebuchadnezzar's second dream. Now about a tree. You realize so what kind of human year you can see clearly that Nebuchadnezzar had a second dream where there was a big tree. There was a voice from a watcher which shouted from heaven saying that they should cut the tree and uproot. But the storms, remember me to a rubber band, a iron band, and we did extensively about that, trying to explain what it means necessarily. And the ever so in chapter 4. You drew chapter 4 and a jump to chapter 5, chapter 6, because chapter 5, chapter 6 do not follow chapter 4. So we jumped to chapter 7, the first year of King Belshazzar. King Belshazzar, the first year is in chapter 7. Then they spend the time talking about Daniel's vision. So chapter 7 discusses Daniel's visions. The Asian one, the book of Daniel and visions. The first vision of Daniel, as recorded in the text, is in the book of Daniel, chapter 7. And we saw the book of Daniel's vision, and there are about 4 beasts. The first beast is lion, the second beast is a bear, the third beast is a leopard, and the fourth beast was a dreadful and terrible beast, which was not named. We looked at them and saw that they are kingdoms, and it's parallel to chapter 2. Last week, the last time we shared, so we have discussed all these things at length. Now, I know any of my hona yet to us now, boy, but I say a bit to Daniel Humana says, send a bear input as it uncle. Nemo, we are best who baby at a war, oh, your palm that day, up on that day. Sometimes the castle Daniel Humano here, no baby, sending Banhoson, no, Micah, no, Chum Malachi, one here, who no one can't know, boom. Now I'm Thessalonica at home, and I able money be as bit me who baby near whom and humano, dear H. And then Miss Annie Brashadak and a wa now Wajina Kunya. Brashadak, what even can waju?
Oh, Major, so
Now, Pomwe,
now, Oyango pardon, I also want to say.
Mensomoye, ye break a crack, near maybe tea, a break, but they say they are back.
Yeah, they say they full nyanya ya bedru.
Yeah, a bit on the website of yeah running on there. There is something that brethren should expect. Now, yeah, zooming into another.
Well, Abuchafo said Joe Edika Kano, Edika me mamo ajo na me yiri se obi biara ehon eye me hoye de bia said me kano apom no de eye akabotom etiro Yankopon do me hoye na said Joe kan we have a website for Chariot TV. Now, in natural sense, man, you website and a baby chariottv.org. But Ghana Hano, more your friends are familiar with .com no. But down so much the mudachi. .com no any you see it. Your website very simple, chariottv.com. chariottv.com. And then I Dawson. All the lectureships are ya no honum. Ya digital lectureship 1, 2, 3 up to 4. Nina honum. And afi ye wo lessons ahodo ya tro. And also ho. Ye wo sermons. Enti we preacher na we hear sermons sermons are ye a man for preachy. De yensa kano ya upload agu ho your PDF ahodo the lessons ahodo a PDF and so ya upload agu ho no na dachi bia na de niam bebre na beka ye the commentaries ahodo ye the lessons ahodo be pray and ya plan say ye de ebeko ho no enti no we will strongly advise you say obe ade Chariot TV koho uhia lesson bi a wokɔ a wokɔ PDF session ya obabi actual resources wokɔ a minim sɛ Joe mbetima bie we no na yetimi ahwɛ some of the things sɛ me anso na me bie mfa nkyerɛ nkɔfo a CharioTV.com
yeah obie bomodi ne bi
CharioTV.com just an interesting website. I'm sure, say, if you can go there, you have a lot of things to see. My main share we Mfancher Crawford. We share your website now. Yeah, one of the website. One of the finest websites. Me sure so kwa ubitimasua enema ebebree ewo ehonomo. Inti mesre se bomoden echo CharioTV.com. Now, because they are very simple to open, you can easily go there and look at what is going on. CCA, mami project, bibi kakra enchiro say technicians and so on person we can allow them to do that. Yes, I think they are there. Oshe they said that is the website. Yes. Oko website and so minim de nti a Jonathan abeto ho bebre sa eno de chire no on betima chirem. But the website na wo ho you uko home and patch technician nko home mami. Home you are going to see all the various things a honum home na meka uko home na afi I won't say Charity ni twa no ho saa obohu digital lectures coming up and on etwam they say nye coming up bio okọ enchen ho a obohu programs ahodo a eba o usane ko form where you see digital lectureship, you see a year nema hodo, and then we have what we call the program site. Into every program bia Chariot bia and also so no you will see it there. A year platform no eso it year love and family corner point out and then as for, and then we have the friend of a year lectureship and also so Charity two main lectureship a year digital lectureship and a year fortifying the faith lectureship and also ubehu ho and your articles ahodo nema ahodo a ya trotro instrumental music there ben just say enema bebree your friend is saying is saw among the prophets just say articles on also eguhonum and your other resources na sa resources side no so kwa ubekwa ko hu reading set schedule no daily devotional way no ye designer no I think you upload yet but we will see it there any old website ahodo a you feel say Church of Christ website akwa ubetimanya ni die fro and also ye dey abegu omo ye sound no ye dey abegu any old PDFs ahodo a yeah and also so I'm say click it so you see and it go be brain no PDF be brain and the apake and the gu hodoma and also ubitimi esua enema efrimu ebi quite commentary where a commentary am say Shadrach Ponchore it's commentary on titles and so ewo hodoma ubitimi esua bibi efrimu ukọ back ade ba ku bi wa obehunu sermons under resources no sermons ahodo na no enye sermons no nye your friend is saying sermon bi akeke sermon ya tro a sermon outline obetimi copy na also wetimi wa download na also odi akoye sermon ewo baby etie bia wo ko baby ko preach o baby hu ana wo ye lesson bi hu topic no say they will be say no yeah lessons or hono a ubetumi akoso no Joe. It basically those are the
Yeah.
things what a website or
Yeah, but that's it. Sending that make actual for we intend on doing it. Our website, has a daily reading schedule. You intend on doing that, bringing a daily reading schedule, and we also intend on bringing a daily devotional. You want to do a devotion, all these things will come and will be in help. But I understand charity, we are both a back up. They didn't kind. 1 hour, yes, Christo as some pay, you know, be a Christopher. Yɛpɛ sɛ yɛhyɛ ɔmo den na ɔmo tintim wɔ gyidie no mu na wɔn nso so a wonya nte Yesu Kristo asɛmpa no yɛde ahoɔherɛ so na yɛma asɛm no duru wɔn asom na ɔntumi ɛnane wɔn ho mfiri bonsam tumi ase yɛma Yesu Kristo nkyɛn. So essentially that is what we intend on doing. Nti biribiara no yɛbɔ mmɔden biara sɛ ɛkwan biara so yɛbɛtumi afa na ma asɛmpa no duru. So Bashadak, now let's go back to the book of Daniel. Mene wo ɛka ho asɛm ɔho sɛ yɛma me Emilia ɛhwɛ and just watching live. You man, me child. It was Isaac Major. Papa Isaac Major and so share. Also, your channel. Back to the book of Daniel. Now, may change and your imagination. So, the personal. If you remember, yes, the last time you discussing, we made mention of the fact to say, books be to say Daniel, woman. Any books be to say Revelation, woman. About Boama, I just say. Unya empress and edi adhere within that time period. No, you have a very good view of how you know all the adhere in this year. In fact, so the book of the book of Acts. Some of them are mentioned by name in the book of Acts.
Yeah,
like that. But still, no, the book of Daniel and the book of Revelation, particularly because of visions near their day. Any Roman empress, some Daniel who vision near there. No, it is helpful. Say sometimes you see. That view, before you comment, we go in that direction. I don't know whether you want to throw a general comment about the book of Daniel and Sana, Daniel Niako Empress, near Empress Kakra and Sana, the BPC Faniafa.
Yo, may I say, yes, yo, the mechanic say one of the books it has been destroyed in terms of Nema a woman enka. So already the way yes here treating the book of Daniel, Obi Awashe Jumedino, and I want to share you can go back and watch it. Yo, you get to see say most of the things are what the book of Daniel no, and yet difficult to comprehend. What must I say? One more and live that time, no dear. It was difficult because yo kokan samoa unya ehunu de besie. By no enema no bebre sia den atwam it all kind you have his history to back asem no but I say obeti say at the time when Daniel kasa no there now those things had not happened, they were yet to happen.
Okay,
so it in Daniel no will be confused about it, but interestingly say oshe yen de ne ekoso ne the way nipa bi afa Joe Daniel nwoma no e de kire ntro a ehu hia se obi biara wo hwe dwumadie no we make a decision to know the truth and nothing but the truth, because enu nko a ne bema watimi anya nkwaje Joe sa wotra mo bi dada wa wo a etino in the book of Daniel, no amount for you so they can't say, oh, rapture besi says beba and it's an many na no na ya to boss ya boa sebe ya wobetumi akomu na mensubitim akomu na boy Joe. That is the first thing I'm meeting kind I can when it comes to the book of Daniel Joe.
Hold on now, Ebia, so we become one, but what can we know? It just brings my mind to the fact to say, Sasha-phobic mania, the air home for swa. I just say home and casa working time. You see, in most cases, we don't read the text. The text I've noticed about us and say we don't read the text at all. You pet Bible no can we name why, but no criminal said the pepina no Bible can kind one thing. We are more glued to our phones, our TVs and things like that. There are sometimes Bible no can kind of thing. But so Daniel Humana kind so bet me at I just a woo ready. I told you, we have read it, a lot of the can kind, catch you. But so also best many a hunt ya say na home faswa. I know you be a one casa de working kind, one casa working kind. And we cannot emphasize this much. It mean can the truth of the matter and say, irrespective what my videos are in see, one casa wunya home faswa without you reading the text. Into bombarding anything ya kind you swear the can text. Yeah, but more than one casa so a kind passage. Read the text yourself. The book of Daniel, no kind. They say you kind you chapter 7. Chapter 7 that baby. You be chapter 8. Or say what kind? Into and video no na kind Daniel chapter 1, 2, 3, 4. Go back next chapter say na say kind more. Say the bear near my can be tini at what room. Ama wonya hunt as you.
You're okay, very important. Because yen sam na ye ka no say ye can wi na wo ankokan sa na ema we ya there's no way you even see the point we are making. Ena bebre na ehwe ye na me sure some use some phones na ade obehwe no na bi our phones na no na our Bible sa was nti untimi kra nkonko koreze then e can but enka mesre we nyo hye bi na ye hye obi we are just begging for us to get a good benefit of adena no enka wo ba na obehwe a eya pa wo pen any wo Bible eka ho and our pencil so na ensemo a ye ka wo betima tro Bible no mu odo ase wo tro Bible no mu nche se wo tiete nya wo ye Nyankopon
enya boni
entino tro wo tro wo mu a eka utrim ebi wo betima highlight it. So all these things will help you. It will say ye besua book of Daniel awie no na at least unim kran the entire book of Daniel there a good trim. What I say to kata on nebusa say Daniel chapter 1 there na wo ha unim say Shadrach, Meshach and Abednego or mo aduane o mka so munni. Daniel chapter 2 there na Nebuchadnezzar die or sonye. So Daniel chapter 3 there so these are some of the things when you say chapter 3, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego don't go oja phone mu. Chapter 4 there na Nebuchadnezzar dane aboa ewo ehon. So these are some of the things ebeman wetimi aka utrim na wabe sharp ewo Bible studies mu. And say Joe, asetena we ni mu how ni mu amane no. There's no way so be kai ni nyina. There be am kan say mimiti nye ho say. It o kan asem kire me na mantro a mawu. Ene ma ne dos. Enti mesre say and we are no more intro because you started here the book of Daniel. Say what church near my yesu. I'm sure say by now because you have a lot of notes. So your bow, so your bemo. It doesn't matter. So the question radio, some fan question radio. You should note it. Joe, one can say me sure. Me call Fred Hardman lectureship. Yeah, Henderson, Tennessee, yes, Henderson. Anna. Me call baby or muton books, old books. Na jo me copy book bi a abrewa bi ni book we na note no abrewa na ye. All the preachers who be preaching on the congregation no atwere odin awosoro. No atwere topic oye no about date. No aye ni notes. I'm so wow. Imagine say young guys any more churchy more no. And I know there are a lot of people watch. Imagine say, Joe, say why is hard way since time or you teenager. By now, when you're a say what 25 years and at 30 years now, starting to when you were 20 or 17 years Joe year biano, you were about how many Sundays?
52 Sundays.
52 Sundays, 52 sermons. What must young fan say? Bibin to went to sorry 2 krana. 50 sermons every year. 30 years and 10 years and they're saying 500 sermons. It would ubenya preacher. You have all these sermons there. And your sermon is easy for you to be able to preach from these archives. But no, that's not what we do. And sometimes all your bar you can do the same and give it to your son or beba. Hot mercy, give it to a preacher be. Wait a minute, that check preacher be say, yo, I do not want to emphasize it too much, but my point is taking note is very critical when it comes to some of these studies. Yeah, you move a brain no, some mistakes, no, and we wish we could go back. And yes, me can't say me na me yet. No, I'm telling you what I've lost and what I wish someone who is watching us would not lose, Joe.
Yo, but that's it. So then call the book of twice Daniel Human. I pointed out say Empress near that day. So let's give a background of how Empress look like. You can Empress generally. What are we talking about?
All right, Joe. Yeah, starting to say, starting free Rome nankasa ehina ne nyemano eshase.
Yeah.
Odman say Rome and Casano was not really ruling the whole world. It's just a country which is a republic, just like a Republic of Ghana or the Republic of Nigeria. So Rome itself was a republic. Now, republic, there were giants, about 3 people be. No, Joe Sankro for 3, no. They were more like the people holding forth for the republic. Now, on the republic, they had 2 houses. Or American system, now they were the House of Senate and they were the House of Representatives. It, Rome, so they had something like that. But they had the Senate and they had the Common House. Oh yeah, the same kind of thing now also in our time England for will be bisa na America will be over Ghana there parliament.
Yeah.
So what I say, it the parliament the ombedi animu normal ekuma we were more like the generals. They were not calling them president, but they were more like the commander-in-chief. So what I say. So what they were doing is there were 3 people who were really holding forth of the empire. 3 people, Pompey, 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 P-O-M-P-E-Y.
Yes, Pompey.
Now, Pompey, Enna, obi nso a friend Julius Caesar. Now they are making wait my Google a history. What must say? Julius Caesar. And they were a friend of Crassus and Crassus. Some conform in some way were more like the people holding forth in expanding their friends Rome a republic and Italy Need to mind Italy who has some the now, Joe, a baby babaya. One your mind say they will try and get one person to rule over them, just like other nations, Around that time, now all these soldiers are here 3: Julius Caesar, Pompey, and Crassus. One more echo various parts of the world. Echo coin, echo expand the Roman territory. Pompey. In the niche Mediterranean Sea. So our Bible now, we say back map view Mediterranean Sea. What they were doing is that there were a lot of people who were sending shipping to Rome to go and sell. Enti not pirates akronfo aba epono so. Enti nkrofo mo de ayiba no mo eje omo and some of them were also territorial giant to say Egypt and nkrofo mo and na eje nkrofo no nema. So they decided say Ombema Pompey no alcohol into an alcohol and conquer all the strong cities now and countries now so that people can have free way to bring items to Rome. Julius ɛso tena ɛhɔ nom ɛyɛ ɛhɔ adwuma ɛyɛ Italy hɔ nom. Enti when Pompey returned, no, he was one of the rich guys on a crisis. When he was returning to Rome, no, the Senate thought say, "Akoy oba be a dictator." Enti no, yenya fast. Na yenya kwan ebe fast so yebesi no kwan. It also take the ekoso no, ena or disbanding the soldiers no don be Rome no. So that a man for meka say, why no ho a military rule. It was by as a normal person with just his few officials and obey report to the wetimia ye ewo all those areas. And or catch them say Senate no agree on certain things so that they will be able to connect with the eastern part of the world, Asia for no. But we no musi no akwane yem pese obedi so obedi yeso ntini yenye. So later on, Joe, what happened is that there was a war between these three folks, and there was an agreement between the two of them and more prominent, Pompey and Julius Caesar. So there was an agreement said, only Julius Caesar no more upbuilding Rome. No. And this is the funny part. Omo planning no. And Pompey no echo winning the heart of the Senate. And omo Julius Caesar no otamfo to Rome. So he had to run away because so he ran away from Rome. Ono koye na jo okon gather soldiers and obe fighting Rome. So obe fighting Rome no. And a Pompey no ehun said the ekoso na ni enyan and we dwane free Rome. And oba your friend say Egypt side no try say on so mobilize soldiers to go and fight Julius. But eventually, no, Julius Caesar a winning here. It's Julius Caesar winning here, no. That was somewhere BC 48 on. And now, about 2 years time, Omobeye no a dictator. Just an emperor. It is already emperor Nankasa. He is more like a dictator. Dictator and they say, Joe, I can't be. One edition, the Obia Bekambiano, Yamfanya Juma. So he was now ruling over the entire Rome. And a senator no confirm me. A yes, Jumadiano Yede, Ede Emano. Now, this is what happened. Now, Pompey no a rulee from 63 BC no. And Julius ever take over a 48 BC. Sorry, me kind. 80 in actual sense was starting to rule, was 47 a year BC. But Joe, 44 BC on no. And anthrophobic conspire and omuku Julius. Where historical way Julius Caesar, Yakuno. 80 Yaku Julius, no. Then the Senate were ruling so Augustus, sorry, it's just emperors now. It did so up to time one Bible we can want some more. Yawo Pompey, yawo Julius Caesar, and yawo your friend Tiberius. It's Julius Caesar time. We're in here. Julius Caesar time, and Rome nankasa ebeye an empire. In fact, if you don't believe we said it was still a republic as at Julius Caesar time. But you ebeye empire no. Now they are trying to rule over the entire world. And encrophobi nipa too. Wamuye Egypt for him. A conspire no muku Julius Caesar. To muku Julius Caesar we na Senate ni ruling. After mu here will be obedi omu nyina so. Ena akwabi a friend no Octavia. Now Octavia na oye Caesar. Julius Caesar no. Ase na banoma. Okanabusia for him. and our moon a year or no a successor of Julius Caesar. It's on a Caesar no. In fact, Obaya no now the Octavia. And Omia said no. Or every a D emano. No one can say choose a D Caesar, which is Julius Caesar Dina no so epic. Eti then the name Caesar no abe akonwa ni din said the okọ asante a ye wo otumfo now
your
Pharaoh.
In fact, in the book of Daniel, no, your Darius, we say Darius,
Yes.
Darius,
Darius no a title. Yes. But it started as Obi din. Obi a obetena akonwa no so edin. So what I say, eti edin a ono no ebe fire no was Caesar. But yo, all when a no a odi ade no. And also ono kra no. Ofi say ono ne ruling the whole world. So the people should be worshiping him. He is God. And obesi sani din ajo. Obe no Augustus Caesar.
Yeah.
It is Caesar Augustus ni din ankasa eye Octavia and Octavia. Now, Joe, that's what happened.
So me back me to see yeah. So now, Octavian, Abra will take it over, and I say, "Obe replace Julius Caesar in that category." No, you didn't as a sign every Augustus Caesar in that sense. So we have Augustus Caesar as an emperor, really the then known world, now we are under the jurisdiction of the Roman Empire. Roman Empire.
Yes. So and on no time, and Roman kasa ebetima kasa be empire.
Okay.
Because
so
then
me too.
Yeah, go ahead.
So
on no time, and almost started so ruling the whole world properly.
Okay.
So as I say. Okay. Now they started sending now on say Pompey had the idea about so for soldiers and kuko baby or more conquer so that they rule. He carried out that idea. Say for soldiers and kuko baby no mon shambra elma ewiase fo nyina na omon kan wiase fo ne hu nipa womo ewo wiase a omo control so that they can now make a budget say nipa say ne ewo your ma say your mama say there. Any Joe, so be a the taxes here. This is how much we are going to make. It is our kaya in Luke chapter 2, no, and then Bible catch it.
Luke chapter 2, verse number 1, or say
verse 1, till the okay, also say.
And it came to pass in those days that there went out a decree from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be taxed.
What's that? Some okay. The whole world and unknown Caesar or making a decree and say they should all be taxed to go and write their names. Then Mami bi ni papa bi a wo me awarefo a mama ne nyem na eso no so kobi one ne Mary Joe. It okay to us obeka chiro.
And two no say, and this taxing was first made when Cyrenius was the governor of Syria. So me to see ya. Let me clarify something. Maybe a boy. Me to see ya. Emperor no there were governors of various jurisdictions, and I say various provinces. And even all can say.
But Joe, this is what they did. This is what the Roman Emperor they did. On say Daniel Ashehun come say the in Daniel chapter 2 no. Nebuchadnezzar die no or share Ohonia na or see the toso 9 no eye ahini etoso say and 9 and or say ahini no one but emu bechiche around 7 say there were a lot of Oko Baptists in other churches now. There are a lot of people claim say ahini na no see emu bechiche no other ahini almost count the enya 4 kingdoms. It's sad say the Bible says 4 kingdoms and our time you say enya 4 Daniel say he saw 4 kingdoms, but the 4th one there na emu achiche. Na no na the system na Rome for no operate here. They have the Senate, they have your friend saying the emperor na odaso no.
That's
And
true.
omo various part of the world omachiche. Others say territorial areas. It's those territorial areas and what they are done. They say, Joe, one the governors are there. Atotototo, ano.
Okay.
The part of maybe not Jesus no. At the time of Yesu benyini no. Ahai afeni ekwo no. At the time of Yesu benyini no. Nipa no down no. Pontius Pilate.
So Pontius Pilate is not even a Caesar. Pontius Pilate
Debbie. He was just a governor under Caesar. And nuntina obejina omo anim oka say e de na Yesu aye omo na se no omo se wa mo na se nu emu a ene na wonye Caesar adamfo.
You are not a friend of Caesar.
Exactly, which means and you are fighting against Caesar, so you will be taking off your position.
Yeah, and Caesar was in Rome.
Caesar no Rome. What you are going to see here, Augustus Caesar on the in chapter 2. No, what must I say? It's Augustus Caesar Shemra said, Obianko no kro monko tro ni din. What must I Kaiser? Daniel and woman, yanko kakra bi minim Joe said back and forth kakra so that people understand what we have done so far. Daniel chapter 2, so kaya. Daniel can say be say Nebuchadnezzar die no no. Ohun say ebo bi firi soro a na ensabia anya den. Enkrom. So kaya. Verse 35 no.
Verse 35 no say
verse 34 neighbor no say Daniel chapter 2 verse 34.
34 says thou sawest till that a stone was cut out without hand, and that smote the image upon his feet that were of iron and clay, and break them in pieces. Then was the iron and the clay and the brass and the silver and the gold and the broken into pieces together, and they became like chaff of the summer threshing floor. And the wind carried it away, and no place was found for them. And the stone that smote the image became a great mountain, and it filled the whole earth. And this is the dream, and we will tell you the interpretation thereof, O King. Thou, O King, art the kings of kings, and for the God of heaven hath given a kingdom and power.
So we pastor now kind to see now. Watching adwene so say Daniel saying or say on hene no ahemfo no nam the 4th kingdom no who say ebo bi firi soro ebehwe ohoni no enan ase.
Yeah.
What must say? Na make sure say yam fan say Pompey in the first Caesar obediso, even though he was not called Caesar at that time. And Julius Caesar and so by Julius Caesar echino hwan bi on buy. Your friend saying Augustus.
Octavian, but name
Octavian and Casanigino, okay, and or true or say friend okay. To no adopt Julius Caesar Dino. Into no adopt Julius Caesar Dino, Netan no shame na so bianco no krom ne ntro din. Bible says Satan na no and a born a free a soroba na enipa nsa bia nkram no dey. Ebehwe ohuni nas adenti na ekasa. Because in Luke chapter 2, no, say na ohwe your friends or shemra mo kom krom kotro mu din. Sa bra no na ekwo Jesus. So I know I'm person who emphasizing in Daniel chapter 2 no say Mary koi ekwo Jesus. Eti ebona na free sro bana ensabia nkrom no was Christ. But by say in fact he is the chief cornerstone. It Yesu yawono. Now Yesu yawono echi no nyina yente onte niam bebre until Joe Yesu be sha ase di nijuma around AD say yawo Yesu. The time has changed from BC no. It's Augustus Caesar no odiade from 44 BC. Ekosi 14 AD.
Okay. It's Yahoo
Or
yes
I
no
say,
Yahoo yes no. Yahoo yes no. It was during the reign of Augustus Caesar.
Augustus Caesar. Yes, yes. 80. Or Oko Wanimua. Then the kingship is going to change. On Hinofo Robert, sorry. Now, Joe, and also Daniel can once your friend saying, Luke, I can
Luke,
once edit in chapter 3, no verse 1 also saying.
Luke chapter 3, verse number 1 say, now in the 15th year of the reign of Tiberius Caesar, Pontius Pilate being the governor of Judea, Herod being the tetrarch of Galilee, and the brother Philip, tetrarch of Idria, and the
Now,
regions
Shadiabi, who is now the Caesar or Tosso?
Tiberius Caesar.
Tiberius Caesar. It doesn't say Caesar number of
Yes.
80 or no Augustus free or no. The next person will be the Tiberius or Tiberius Caesar. The Tiberius Caesar and the time on what the idea chair. The time you could Jesus. What I say? And I say, on no the idea no. Now when a governor, your friend saying Judea,
Pontius Pilate.
Pontius Pilate. So I say, it is that Caesar we all the time and you could Jesus. 80 yeah, Jesus Augustus Caesar time. But you could not Tiberius Caesar a time.
Okay.
So I say. Now, kind the book called Josephus or Beccancher say, the time you could someone called Jesus. Because he's running a secular history, no, he had to put it that way, Joe. Eti yanya Pompey, yanya Julius Caesar, yabenya Augustus Caesar. Say one year do no so. Tiberius Caesar. Now, Tiberius Caesar no the idea from AD 14 to 37. Can I say BC no a camber form?
Yes.
On the near B 44 BC. And AD Sandia bedru 0 AD. Now I take it over. 14 BC no. Not Jesus. You
mean 14 AD?
14 AD. Not Jesus. Something about Tiberius. Ebedi ade no. So 80. Yebeku Jesus. Ama Tiberius akoso atena so edi ade for about 5 to 7 years. So what I say. Now after another time, Enna womubenya enyama bebre they put on a lot of things. Now man for say things were going to fall apart because now question says Caesar we no na near there but onkun crofort said there na we your friend saying other Caesar said no ebe no. So he did a lot of things. Almost wicked things there, but at least they were able to improve on a lot of things. Now, on next, you benya Caesar be a friend of Caligula and a Caligula. Caligula Caesar. Also, there started somewhere a year 54 to 68. One also by Obedi na de oye ejuma bebre. In fact, the time no the church spread out, but in between no and crofo bebre so then by ye ejuma. Yo ye wo Claudius. The interesting is say some of the governors Caesars it seems like they reign with others. I don't know why it's like that, but that's what the research I did know. Actually, me say some of them were multiple guys working together. I don't believe it, but that's what some of the books are Yeah, nti yɛwɔ Claudius Caesar ɔno by 41 to 54. This guy was a crazy guy. Joe, this is the guy the time ye pam nkrɔfo free Rome no.
Yeah,
Yeah, go frank.
ɔno na ɔsoma sɛ ɔka sɛ Jewfoɔ nyinaa nkɔ kurom.
Yes. And I'm person ko kenkan no.
Ɔsoma ɔmo nyinaa ma obi akɔ kurom.
Claudius Caesar no. Ɔno na ɛma Priscilla and Aquila eba ɔmo kurom no. Yes, ɔno ne friend no Claudius Caesar no. Ɔno nso so Joe.
That's chapter 18 verse number 1 and 2.
Yes.
After these things, Paul departed from Athens and came to Corinth and found a Jew named Aquila, born in Pontus, lately come from Italy, with his wife Priscilla, because that Claudius has commanded that all Jews to depart from Rome and came unto them. So that is the Claudius we are talking about.
Yes. Joe free Claudius, the next person obedi Claudius adie Nero. Nero. Sa our Nero. Yo, Nero we another crazy guy. Ono a time and ye betche Paul. Ono the time ye betche Paul bio near kuno. On ma say 80 Nero way AD 54 to AD 68 and on also obaye ono nso obeye nema bebre ewo ne man Joe Nero de o kan ho asem a you get to see say this guy was someone ono na obeku ono ane ma me kra.
Yeah, he was one of the guys among the history of the empress or persecute Christians and so
yes.
So stating was his persecution that Paul died at his hands, Peter died at his hands. Peter
yes,
Peter so Paul at that time and see that kind of history tells us that he murdered his own mother. And it was that crazy.
Yo, it is believed say on the time now you gay. What sabi or kwalam teenagers and not almost let's say almost like he was a very crazy guy, very crazy. Joe, that was him. On the 30 up a fire Italy. Emma a quiet to say Jew for no or more than woman akoso the problem no. Joe, this guy there, he was a crazy guy. Ono there are 3 guys here omo eba be di ade boom. Normally no, you can't fra as one because ebinum di 3 months, ebinum di short time 1 year. But
so but the point is that the point is that after Nero death, there was a civil war that broke out, and three people kind of there was struggle between the Baku where we dia na Obia Betuno, saying Ghana na Obia Betuno, now we saw be dia na Obia Betuno. Within that short period of 1 year, there were 3 empresses that came and were successfully overthrown and killed. He did that time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Omudino Galba.
Galba,
Galba and your Otto. OTHO. And your Bakwe Freno Vitilius. 80 Sancrophone so ebai. Emma omunso eba bidi ade ewo eye sabre no Joe omochi AD 69. It said I'm kind of all these things happened in a period of 1.5 years. 80 AD 69. And you been ya papa be a friend.
I think Bashada let internet no age Tracy. So mensa kana mensa the number. So here we are live on Chariot TV, we are live on Facebook, we are live on YouTube as well. Now you made the issue and you send a book of Daniel and Vision, that's the topic. But then no, the Jebre share Empress on the idea send a by meeting a situation the book of Daniel, particularly things that Daniel can once or the book in proper context. Na etimi aboa yadesua or Daniel Homano. Yashin said there were empress that came. One of the things that Bashada Kamia Channel Swan says Caesar and your name of a person per se. A title, send a war Pharaoh as a title, or Darius as a title. That is how Caesar and so. But Bashada, you are back. Now Okasa after the Civil War, inya Gaba Alto Vitellius. I'll be the be there some be there 3 months, be there 6 months into the next emperor or Bass or school and now Opesoka.
Joe, the next emperor no Enna Miboni Dino Vespasian. Also at time and the Christopher Sofa he was also a crazy guy, Joe. Also Ebedi Ade causing a lot of troubles for Christians. That is him, Vespasian. They are there for about 10 years. 10 years. It is somewhere from AD 60. Your friend is saying AD 69 through to AD 79. Now, around the time, and never will be see Joe, so these people, Jerusalem was destroyed under his time.
Yeah, as I run so during this time, so they can be about no, I'm sure for and so on. You know the book of Matthew, chapter 24. In chapter latter part of 23, Jesus a prophesy. Jesus can say obey Jerusalem. No nyabo back so, and you read the book of Matthew, chapter 24. Matthew no Jesus no a chronology near my BCC and Sana Ben Jerusalem will say so. And he spoke extensively about the destruction of Jerusalem, and that incident happened under the Roman Emperor Vespasian. On the Titus, the actual general or call Jerusalem trying
to destroy
was his son and he friend Titus but it was during the era of the Emperor Vespasian and toppled down the walls of Jerusalem and the entire city of Jerusalem, destroying the temple of God, the second temple by sea, which was built by Herod the Great, or toppled off and destroyed, ransacking, and he burnt Jerusalem and killed plenty Jews. Emma Jew who will be now, so that is something about history about
yes, Vespasian. It's very crazy guy, Joe. Another person, in fact, between it is believed say Neba Titus no but he's not really recognized as Caesar. But must it no Domitian.
Okay.
Domitian, it is believed say Domitian time. And you show the book of Roma, the book of Revelation. Now, Joe, say the book of Revelation ever to say a time near Troy. Vespasian said one school of thought to believe in that it changing the narratives. And now the court said Domitian time near Troy, and also changing the narrative. But I personally believe, say, Joe, per the research name, Metie both side no. I believe said the book of Revelation was written somewhere AD 96, which is under the time of Domitian. I didn't make us because Vespasian time no one fa John the Baptist ankoto
You mean John the Apostle? Not
John
even
the Apostle, sorry, not the Baptist. John the Apostle no one fa ankoto the island of Patmos. Domitian adwuma. It's a Domitian adwuma. It is believed say John wrote in a letter no, when he was there. In fact, he wrote it in the book.
Yeah,
Say
but
he was under. Yes, he was under the persecution. He suffered those persecutions. You know, a Domitian time, and friend say John. He didn't go to the Patmos. No, Joe Ufri and Noah. The next one, Ebebu, a Trojan. Now, how am I see? It's I say these are things people can read for themselves. You can Google it. It's there. Now, Domitian, everyone Trojan, and so and a buy. On also so said in the detail now. Also, also a lot of persecution on the part of a Christian.
Yeah.
Joe, so that is the little we can say about the Roman emperors.
So
Ebeba became Constantine time. Constantine there no ebeba somewhere around AD a year. Your friend is saying 300. Now, Joe, let me say this before I end the part of the emperors. No, these emperors now no mobile no muye emperors ejumano. They saw themselves to be God. And a Christopher also so talking about Jesus being God. So one of the reasons why they suffered persecution no, was they are talking about a king and a kingdom be other than the Roman kingdom. Now, any kingdom be a best sorry say Betia Rome biano. They have to try and subdue it, destroy it. Ain't almost say Christopher no can kingdom be one some there. Then we have to try and destroy them. Joe, not until Constantine time, and Umber realized no, these people are not even talking about a physical kingdom. But is it really the case? I thought Jesus even made it clear to Pontius Pilate, say his kingdom was not of this world, but they suffered these persecutions. But in Shankan Yankopon said, Joe, it did not stop them from spreading the word. Now imagine, say, at that time, no, emperor be at a Christopher so etia. Now say, oh, kuma Christopher, what is it going to happen? He's going to send the news, say, oh, this is what is happening. The emperor has caused this person to be put in prison. And people would like to know more about it. They didn't know they didn't know persecute you. What is going on? And that alone exposed people to Christianity. Joe, unfortunately, when you read the second book of Timothy now, Paul said he was going to die. Nero killed him. The book of Revelation said John was, sent away from the inhabitants of people. And that was the time of a year Domitian. Joe, all these emperors did a lot of things. Daniel Hui na okan hwasem. Now let's go back to the book of Daniel.
Yeah, we'll go back. Yeah, we'll go back to the book of Daniel.
Yeah,
wrap it up on that, you guys. So the empress they go on and on and on. 300 but we can't go that far because of Bukuna is and Daniel a decent woman. I say become was never born and a Bible woman. They bet me a boy these empress Bobodino. Starting from Augustus Caesar, I don't know, emperor the possibly official, if you want that with the official emperor. Obedi Oteki have the name Caesar, a man of Hoso. From him we came to Tiberius, Abraiwo. Yes, time you could was and during the time of Tiberius, there were Augustus Caesar as the Chino, and in Caligula, emanate to be D at the Claudius Apensor, that is the Emperor Claudius or Caesar Claudius Apensor. And Alkaya Agabus Eshem Como as chapter 11 say a combe by Judea and Patemo, na Paul and now in Sassi, a memo from Sassi. So now all true be a genus was almost so more Jew for it was during the end of the time of Claudius Caesar. It's during the time of a free on so and they called Nero Caesar and senior change genus one you face persecution or time and a day by to the extent that 2 apostles were killed by Nero, Peter and Paul. Peter Paul Okumomo a pasasa sene or time a Christopher a baby Kunkuma Christopher P. Ekumonwane mame empo. For after Nero, there was a civil war that broke in Rome for the struggle power and the struggle for the emperor power no. And the 3 emperors within a short time period means a short time. And we will see that in the book of, I think the book of Daniel or the book of Revelation. You sa empress no sa
Daniel.
It's Daniel. No. Garba Alto and Vitellius. Omo nyina be di ade omo bi a short time 3 months no we be to na de so no okuno 3 months and 6 months no be to na de so no okuno sa omo akiri no and Vespasian and so be di ade Vespasian ruled for roughly like 10 years as he pointed out, and Vespasian na pencil ana Yesu come shall kan ye as Matthew 24 no e ba mu say Jerusalem say ye eba odiri Jerusalem onya obo ba akoso onam ne ba Titus so na okose Jerusalem na oskata Jew for kum mu bebrebe ema on ekogu ananafo asase so na no akiri no ana emperor ba ko ba ya on so betata Christopher 31 year no Domitian na say na ocha adwedina so no yidie ni say it was during the era of Domitian and the book of Revelation was penned by the apostle John about the island of Patmos. On which then Trojan by, and it was during some of these empresses by and freedom from persecution. I Christopher enjoy so that gives us a fair idea about the book the Empress really within this time period. You can drop
I mean, it is important to note, say, the reason why we are doing all these things is for people to note, say, these emperors, they are mentioned in the Bible. Or that say, the entire who here say, they are mentioned in the Bible. So, all connected to history, you'll be able to see where they are all coming from. But Joe, interestingly, Sir Julius Caesar, Pompey ni Julius Caesar, who say Ghana for we are so for no yati Julius Caesar din pa meboa.
Yeah, Julius Caesar is prominent.
Yati, but ono ni din ama Bible mu.
Yeah.
Why? Because that time no was the intertestamental period no.
Yeah.
So eti ema etiefo enhye so. Say some of these things happen, even Alexander the Great, they all happened after the book of Second Chronicles was written. I believe Second Chronicles was the last book of your friends Old Testament.
It closes the Old Testament like that.
In the close Old Testament, just that Malachi, the last prophet or throne book you are arranging according to history and according to prophet. Malachi is not the last book I Troy, Second Chronicles. At the time I Troy Second Chronicles, na patience and we will see that in the write up the book of Daniel. Now Joe, interestingly, minim say kakra in the book of Daniel Daniel chapter 8. Daniel chapter 8, said Daniel chapter 1, 2 up to 4, chronological. Daniel chapter 5, and yet a continuation of Daniel chapter 4. There be after chapter 4, no, the next book by chapter 7. After chapter 7, the next book no, Joe.
The next chapter, because the book, the next
The
chapter.
next chapter, the next situation that happened, no, the book, the chapter 8, no. It's after chapter 8, and sana chapter 5, and it says, Ebeba. Now, I didn't know this, Shadi in chapter 8, verse 1, no, then what can I say?
The book of Daniel, chapter 8, verse 1, or say, in the 3rd year of the reign of King Belshazzar, a vision appeared unto me, even unto me, Daniel, after which
go back to chapter 7. And also verse 1.
So chapter 7, verse 1 says, in the 1st year of Belshazzar, king of Babylon.
Daniel, chapter 7 say, in the 1st year of King Belshazzar. Chapter 8 say, in the 3rd year. How many years in it?
The 1st year, 3 years.
82 years. Where a 1st year, where a 3rd year. 2 years interval. No.
Yeah.
So what I say. Now, Oko Daniel chapter 5. And then
I say Belshazzar the king made a great feast to 1,000. That's
the when did Belshazzar become a king?
Yeah. So
Daniel 7 say
this first
time. So Daniel 7 tells us his 1st year. Daniel 8 tells us his 3rd year. Daniel 5 tells us the year or year feast, you know. So year no amusu no we.
Oh yeah. So the year oh yeah na Persians need take over.
Yes, Persian for the bekuno. But Joe, we are doing chapter 5. It's here chapter 8. I will come back to chapter 5, and then we will take time to explain. Say, onokran odinfie sen ewa konya no so. Ansa na yekunu. Joe, 18. So Daniel chapter 8 say, in the 10th year, no, Daniel had a vision. Joe, this is the 2nd vision. Number 17, maybe I saw her. The first, the things that you see in the book of Daniel, no, we have 2 dreams. Nebuchadnezzar had the first dream in chapter 2. He had a 2nd dream in chapter 4. Daniel also had 2 visions. As at now, chapter 7, Onya 1, the first vision. And anaya muabia or meden ahinia wodoa ebeba. So in chapter 7, Daniel talks about the 4 kingdoms that were going to come. Now, Joe, in chapter 8, Daniel is going to specify 2 kingdoms who fight each other. Okay. And that is what we're going to see in the book of Daniel, chapter 8. In chapter 8, 2 main things are going to be discussed. The ram and the he-goat. What must say? The ram and the he-goat. Now, Joe, you want to ask on
I say, and I saw in a vision, and it came to pass when I saw, and I was at Shushan in a palace, which is in the province of Elam, and I saw in a vision, and I was by River Ulai. Menkanko.
Joe said, you pulley your friend saying, the map. I wish I could do that, but my imagine say me sad no. Maybe next time I will show it to your A4 say, Joe, you pull the map, you will see where Daniel was as at the time all kinds same way Daniel was telling us say, oh no na a place be you from River Kulai. That place we your friend is saying in between Babylon and your friend said Nineveh. Joe so ewiase a two rivers bi ɛna civilization started free all. Sa two rivers ni nyinaa no ekoko good dear friend the Persian Gulf mu. Persian Gulf no. It will follow Bible no here map na ɛwɔ na you will see it on that side. Sa in between sa nsuo no in between sa nsuo no your friend of Mesopotamia. Joe the name Mesopotamian actually the land in between two rivers. It is our Mesopotamia.
Stretch, no. That's assassin.
Yes. Sash assassin on your friend Mesopotamian. It is our ehono and both Nineveh, Assyria for, and in the down, Babylon for no one more time. It is civilization and cancer happened around that area. And the main reason is that there were water at that area. So people wanted to live around water bodies. What I said, 80 Daniel, time on Nebuchadnezzar, he was in that area. And Daniel say, "Oh, vision. What was the vision?" And to us,
was it then I lifted up my eyes and I saw, and behold, there stood before me, there stood before the river a ram, which had two horns, and the two horns were high, but one was higher up than the other, and came up.
Yo, Jadibi, Yanko Daniel chapter 7, no? Yeah. Daniel chapter 7. Ose.
Mate, make my beer.
Verse 5, no? Chapter 7, verse 5. Ose.
And behold, another beast, a second, like a bear. It raised up itself on one side, and had 3 ribs in its mouth of it between its teeth. And they said thus unto it, arise, devour much flesh.
So what I say, it will. Daniel 7 say, "Oh, aboa bi a wote say a bear." And one side was raised up than the other.
And then a pamphonini ya bear no usisire a wapeda ne mu. Ba wapeda ne mu no nafa baako agina watia wasete nafa baako chen afa baako.
Ne na baako no ewo soro chen baako. What I say? Now about the book of Daniel 8. No, bema aboa bi a your friend is saying
ram
aboa be.
Yeah, ram ye odwan. Dwanini, yes.
Then odwan be ma.
Odwan be ma, yeah.
What do I say? Eti Joe, before you be kan kra ma me ma gist of it. Oyusu odwan no. Odwani no, e dey represent bear no na beben your friend say ne na hoɔden a abɛbɛn a nka mfa so ɔwɔ no nti ɔbɛka wɔ hɔ eti ahemfo ɔmo bɛba bɛyɛ ahenie bɛɛ ahenie no mu no ɔmo na refer to ɔmo as ram no ebi ama me clarify them kind on say bɛɛ no yɛ one kingdom ɛyɛ the Medo-Persian kingdom
which is one kingdom which comprises 2 parts.
Two countries, the Medians and the Persians.
2 nations that join together to defeat. Chapter 7, no me say one was wachia kakra.
Yes. One kingdom, no. What kingdom ni say 2 countries in the Kambo and one kingdom. And overtake the Babylonian kingdom. No. But the Persians, no. Persians, no, were dominating Adintra. Persians and conquer media for no. But the Medians were their family members. What I say? So when they conquered, Obi ase ene ne nana no ene be take a friend no Cyrus and be take over the Medians no and ono kambo no one kingdom. And omuko take over the Babylonian. Now map no you see say almost osoro Omo Babylonian for no soro sa. They were all around the same area. Nti omo na kabom no mo overtake omo enkrofo mu neighbors.
Mhm.
So omo overtake omo neighbors no. Ana Joe, omo no two countries into we mu bedi ade kakra na we mu bedi ade kakra. Enti womu di kan di ade no the Medians no. Enti Dario the first and Cyrus the Great, every the Persian side, that is one thing I me say but then person me emphasize and say ahemfo no mu be di ade no, and I all refer to them as the ram,
Okay.
right? Na yento aso obeka yanko yenim.
I say I say I saw the ram. Okay. Verse 4. Say I saw the ram pushing westward and northward and southward, so that no beast might stand before him, neither was there any that could deliver out of his hand. But he
Yo radio o pushi him fa o pushi ko westward,
northward,
northward. I didn't know one can eastward. Because ono no east.
No ankasa we east. Okay.
Ono ankasa o Asia side o free east neighbor. Oda say it will pushiko west. No pushiko north. No pushiko south. In other words, or expanding the territory.
Mhm.
But what I say, I
Yes. Verse 5 must say, and as I was considering, behold, he goat. King James both read it. Well, I should read it like this. And as I was
And
considering,
he goat.
he goat.
Eti tamwa odwanini no pushi na o control we ase no no yes anu na. Aponche opapun.
Yeah. He goat.
Abrechire.
Yes.
Abrechire bi so sorry by. So that's why.
A he goat came from the west on the face of the whole earth and touched not on the ground. And the goat had a notable horn between his eyes.
What here? He go to know Dimirika neighbor, and he was not touching on the ground. As he is saying, you go back to Daniel chapter 7. Daniel chapter 7, verse 6, and also saying,
Verse 6, and say, and I beheld, lo, another like a leopard, which was upon the back of its 4 wings of a fowl, and the beast also had 4 heads, and dominion was given to it.
What here? And behold, there's a third force, the third kingdom be. Our Bible referred to it as leopard and a leopard. Now this leopard, no Joe, or say, or ataban ebonechi. Question: Abwa leopard no is one of the fastest animals on earth, and ambwa.
Yeah, and I'm from.
Or komrikapa ne ho odene. Ena yasade ataban ICC nechi. What does it mean?
That's a very swift and also I'm from crowd.
18 over Daniel chapter 8 now. All the country say he go to know, and then we'll see. Also, pre west side neighbor. Now, what happens? He is not touching the ground. What does it mean?
The swiftness.
To the sense that the 9 pono and come from you, just like leopard now. So he's referring to the third kingdom. Leopard no, he's referring to the third kingdom. And as I or that third kingdom no, it's just like we had the second kingdom there, bird no. Na ahim form guso no the ram no. Saranso na leopard na atabamboneci no. The third kingdom na bona ohene na odi omo so no apopi aponchi opapono no.
Aponche
What
Bema,
must say?
he
And was
goes
say he go to know coming from where?
from the west.
From the west. Kaisa me say Medo-Persia kingdom no more hefa. No more
Medicine
east.
Omo east.
More east. Into woman no east no more pushy westward, north, and south. Me wa. And he go to the free west. Now Alexander the Great of free in the by.
West.
Free Macedonia.
Macedonia.
Greece. Greece was hefa. Or Europe.
Europe, yeah.
Yo, Europe here, the Western world. Eti, or can say, I'm one free West and eba. He's referring to Europe. And we free West, no. Oba and obey the yentwa you know so. Reading,
I said,
no, so say.
I just want clarification. So, it was here, chapter 7, no, vision, you know. And what selected two kingdoms, which have each rulers fighting, and our come one. What focus was still in on two of the kingdoms, and one seven, chapter 8, and one 7.
Yes.
Okay.
Joe sana pepe 80 chapter 9 no. You do chapter 9 you do chapter 9 and chapter 10. And also beka the third and the fourth. Also they say no can the second and the third kingdom no ho. And what's them? Or can Medo-Persia any your friend is saying
the Grecian Empire.
Greek Empire no. 80 chapter 9 and 10 no. Or beka the your friend is saying the
Grecian Empire.
The Grecian Empire no, the na ekoso wom. Any the Roman Empire no, so the ekoso wom.
Okay. That's what.
That is how it unfolds. 80 chapter 7 no, the Wamaya kingdom no. Chapter 8 no, we pick two of the kingdoms. The Medo-Persian kingdom and then the Grecian Empire no. And we how the Grecian Empire, Alexander the Great, will overtake the Medo-Persian Empire. It will ye can konobechirim. Obebo mudin so. Yento aso.
Verse 6 no say, and he came to the ram that had two horns, which I had seen standing before the river.
It who came to the ram is the he goat.
Yeah.
He goat now dimrikeba. And he came to the ram, and then what happens?
Which I had seen standing before the river, and ran unto it in a fury of his power.
It was dimrika and obe bono. It dwen abrechira odimrika be pim odwanini. Na to aso na tie.
And I say, and I saw him come close unto the ram, and he moved with claw against him, and smote the ram, break his two horns, and there was no power in the ram to stand before him. And he cast him down the ground and trampled upon him, and there was none that could deliver the ram out of his hand.
What here? And he go to know, and I conquer the ebe the ram no. Me say ram no, ohene a oda Medo-Persia kingdom no ano ahemfo no. And I say ono ba no be cast the two horns na ehwamo the Medians no and the Persians no.
So
it no.
I think you missed it. You mean the he goat, which is the Alexander the Great, that the Grecian Empire.
And obe conquer the ram no.
The ram no.
Obe conquer ram no na kuta mememienu na baako ewa sen baako no. And a baako ye Medians na baako ye Persians no. 80 now the ram no. And or say warrior or dey oto aso obe kan kire wobe conquer and or say obi antimi anje omo amfiri ni nsem afi to aso verse 8 no
Also, therefore the he goat waxed very great and was strong, and the great horn was broken, and for it came up 4 notable ones towards the 4 winds of heaven.
Afeote.
Mhm.
This is so interesting. He go to no okuta bebemba akope. And what the war ram no. And obubu ram na beben no. Na him for no tutu omuguye.
Mhm.
Na obebubu omo no evie no. And ono no adi so. But all this no and also or waxing great. It's in your friend Alexander the Great, you know. What must it? The Bible says that he will become strong, and a large horn no, broke. And why? Alexander don't know.
Mhm.
And check run away at the age of about 36. He died.
Mhm.
Joe Owuye no, and I want to be take you over.
I say
Four
notable.
generals now. Only omuye adwuma no. The 4 generals. Enum
I
ne
think
benya the Ptolemy, the Seleucus, the Cassandra, and the other one.
Bashadak, I don't know about you, but I prefer
Mm.
that we hold on right here, because now we
Ah.
have seen the clear picture of the book of Daniel chapter 8. You hold on right here. And let's pick it up from here and talk detail about the chapter 8 and let him close. Now I only pardon. So
Joe, yes.
so yeah, Jam, I mean kind some comment be. Then I pick up your few.
Before I can comment, I wanted you to see something just to help a tear for kakra. And that one is a yebe running down. Just to point to them for them to see what we are talking about. Verse 20. And even come verse 20 kakra to 22. Na microphone tiase.
So verse 20 says, the ram which thou saw having 2 horns are the kings of Medes and the Persians. And the rough goat is the king of the Grecia. And the great, yes. And the great horn, yeah.
80 verse 20 say, the ram, the ram which you saw having 2 horns, they are the kings of Media and Persia.
Yeah.
And verse 21 say, and the male goat, he goat, the he goat is the kingdom of Greece. That's the third kingdom. No, say the large horn that is between its eyes is the first king, King Mayor, Alexander the Great. So these are some of the things that chiche Nebuchadnezzar died. The Bible says it, the book of Daniel says it. These are your friends, the Persia name Media, and him for mobile, and Alexander the Greater, Ubetu Omu Eguye. And Namipa next week, they back up back to verse 8 na ye kan ye no. Na fe ya chichem say one sem na your friend saying Persia ayfo no ahemfo for na e ba no Joe. Now you say
notable horns na.
Four notable horns now Bakuko East, West, North, and South. We will look at it. But Joe, Mamima and T4, let me whip their appetite for them to start reading. They should start reading chapter 8 and 9 and 10, because a lot of things have happened during the intertestamental period. No, so okay, intertestamental period, no.
Yeah.
A lot of things have happened. No, Joe, and on the eba in chapter 9. No, sir, notable 4 notable kings here. Omefe Alexander the Great, umebano. Omnombe niyama bebre wo Israel. Best Israel for etibiano omniyama bebre. What I say? And you do what? And also you better add the history kakra at their shame for people to really understand it. And so, meaning there's a chance. Namaka, my final words later there. Now I me fancy an account comment.
Yeah, but I mean, can comment. Now, can comment. I mean, you really know not what kind. Final words, and possibly when you read your final words, sign out. I had to do one or two things, but when you read your final words, you sign out. Then
And
you go. Let me.
I mean, come and find out. Find out was very simple. They make kind of say, Joe, the book of Daniel, no, is a wonderful book. You understand it.
Yeah.
Don't start the book by trying to listen to Crawford false teachings. Read the book. By reading the book and combining history to it, you will be able to understand it. And I'll go and I say, "Boy, won't me." As a Joe.
Your go as you ever born with Mate and woman. I say, once a mammy Yvonne J, and so at the Abba good afternoon, brethren. Once a your mammy Helen J, and so at the Abba good evening, brethren, watching you from Hangover, Germany. God bless you all. God bless you too. Yeah, papa, I'm not changing so at the Abba. So watching you live from Germany. Greetings to you, brethren. A Jadu Abba highlight him. And I'm also LTBS TV, so a chair for. And Eja Isaac Mazan so Edia to say I'm so much interested about this particular teachings of Daniel. I want to say Sepakeni Ubed Adai and so Edia Ba revelation under the mission idea on so Editumu. And I want to say Eja Yankee Pascal was a good evening, brethren. Happy to see you again. Greetings from Antwerp, Belgium. I want to say as a Pakeni Ubed Adai so they have a great explanation. Well done. God bless you all. And I'm going to say Eja into Eja Kevin Kwame appear into. They have a good evening, the wonderful teachings with vivid history. The question is, why will God use such apocalyptic literature to communicate such a wonderful word? Kingdom. Eja, you better answer a question. I don't know, but that kindly answer the question and sign over.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mate, Mami answer. Opening a year into. I didn't know Onyankopon will hide or will try and put the thing into apocalyptic literature, try to conceive the point now. The attorney said, God, that's how he does his things. When you go upon time, be on a person nipa exceptional. He wants you to search for him. In the book of Acts chapter 14, when Paul was speaking to Encrophona Omkofa Udwan any addition be sacrifice egu Paul any Barnabas na Paul told them, said, no, you can't do that. But Onyankopon has revealed himself so many times, and those who look for him will definitely find him. Over the book of Romans chapter 1, Paul will say again, say, God is not hidden, say that you can't find him, but his invisible, his invisible attributes are clearly seen. It's a language Paul you see it's interesting. The person is invisible, so how do you then see? Paul says his invisible attributes are clearly seen. In other words, Onyankopon leave traits for you to be able to seek him or find him if you really want to find him. And that is why, bro, wager the kingdom no ono anahini wansam no okan it the can the book of Daniel starting seeing nyina no God who is setting up a kingdom. That is what we see in chapter 2 the verse 44 to 45 no Onyankopon pese o si ahini which is the church, but oka ahini awodo a ebe happening ebe ba wiase ansana ono Onyankopon ahini no waba besi. And what I say, Nebuchadnezzar, the end of the Babylonian Empire. And what I say, made the Persia so made the second one. But and you say, we any there now we saw any there at the same time. No, Baku may overtake Baku. So at every point in time, there's one kingdom that is reigning. Ain't it? Time Nebuchadnezzar, Babylonian kingdom, ruling the world, Now the Persia also prepare back. Almost by take you over. Almost take you over. No, there's a third kingdom and also take you over here, the Grecian Empire. Now, that Grecian Empire, no, and I'll say, or he go to the down no, and also take you over. Or take you over here, and there's going to be a break. The kingdom number 4. So we're going to have, and they're discussing next week, 4 kingdoms or 4 kings coming out of Alexander the Great, a Grecian Empire. No, into anonso ebe take over we are na between Omun and Tokwesi and Tokwesi between the 4 kingdoms. Ya kanko ye no yebehu ntokwa na ebesi no eno na de Pompey and Julius Caesar na yeka omo asem no ebeba. Nti they will come after these 4 kingdoms ebeba. Now these 4 kingdoms no omumucha yaba benya those who will be reigning at Egypt side. Omo de from the Ptolemy no. And ye woman so be reigning at Macedonia side. Omo de from the Cassandra for no. Cassandra. And ye woman so be reigning at Syria ne your friend saying Asia side no. Omo and ye from the Antiochus for no. These are kingdoms and they almost reigning at the part of Rome side. Almost din ewo next week yebeka sa no mani na. So all these kingdoms no and almost so and the out of it and a Rome so sorry. The Rome no sorry no almost start so mu di wiase so a. That is the time when Onyankopon be establish the church which is his kingdom. God, yes, God has put it in this way so that it is something that you search for so that you value it. Joe, mamika we intro say uhe nsu a economists for beka chiro say water is not expensive. Adentra. Because it's common. It's in abundance. It's known. It adibiara people can easily find, people can easily get, They don't value it. But how do we value gold? How do we value diamond? Very expensive. Why? Because you have to search diligently to get it. Osman Paul say, study to show thyself approved. Other versions say, be diligent to present yourself approved unto God. It is our duty to really search for God and his word so that when we discover it, when we understand it, we will be like Archimedes. And what does Archimedes say? Eureka, eureka, eureka. I found it, I found it, I found it. And when you do that, you see the joy and the happiness are, Joe, Emma will cherish what you have discovered, no? Will never go away. The joy and the happiness for us to be able to know this knowledge and discover it, and Joe, it makes you happy and want to, protect what you have studied and what you have gained, and want to even share with others. So I am not an apostle to be able to really through the Holy Spirit know exactly why God did that. But my understanding is that Joe, God wants us to be able to know his word and cherish it, and therefore we search diligently to discover it so that we will value what we have discovered, Joe.
Yeah, and to add to asama ochi adwedina so no, you see say na na ochi mu we Nakopon one can't West Bible no man why he chose apocalyptic language for that. But one of the things one is to show the value of us and two also to give us an image. You see, it's apocalyptic literature. So you read the book of Daniel, you see a picture of image and things. If he just want to tell you that Medio Persia we are there, we feel sooner way back or kind of cassatins are there. It doesn't create a picture on the vivid image or pay. I bet my mind interest imprint in our minds and help us to be able to study this way. So that is a bit of
now you're interested in yes, you said their brother would say, but baby, Daniel no ankasana. I deal with one who vision now. Or that request say, okay, I want to know more about this one. Angels, and they say, the one who know. Yes. You see, like I'm saying, the more you read and you see what is unfolding, you like to know more. Just like Daniel wanted to know more. And the Bible says that the angel said, no, Daniel, seal the book, seal it. And those who will discover it will now, unfold it and understand the full picture of what is happening. Yo.
Yeah, send a and to add to it, there is nothing better than sitting with the book of Daniel and reading it. So one kind of human you won't get it. Though it has a lot of apocalyptic and stuff, imagery and things in there, the answers are in the text itself. This is what I mean. This is what I mean. This is what I mean. Daniel he had to search for meaning. Say we are making as a say. Then they explain to him for him to get it. We can appreciate it. The more we sit with the book of Daniel and read it more, the deeper understanding and appreciation we glean at its message. In the book also other apopos to say na Isham. I'm saying we had a little issues where we couldn't get back. We couldn't be digital church be intimate streaming forthright and to but now we are on a full run now. We are in full gear now on straight talk. Nyame pa adom dom yada send e be say share bio. Na make our Charity TV or the website. Just go to chariottv.com. chariottv.com. Or chariottv.com and you see the website there. Earlier on we spoke about it. But more than that, there are so many resources that are there available for you to also to learn more and study and build your Christian faith. Sinebea we are seeing him no bit meeting na wajina ama Awurade na Yesu Kristo asempa no etimi aye enya kwan e wo wabrabo mu. Because we asrew say unsubscribe to Charity TV or body subscribe to Charity TV. Lady Charity TV home come so channel for no subscribe. Yeah, share your programs in us. We are trying our best to revamp all our programs and kickstart. Inti adondo me that's a straight talk with the energy that I mean sabun see share bio. Makro bibia. Bye bye.